It takes teamwork to make a dream work by Sunny. How was my day yesterday? I had a really great morning routine. This is something of a continuous thing right now. I had breakfast out in the sun together with Corinna, and I really like this experience of getting some sun early on in the morning. And then I did my day agenda, coupled with then also reviewing my week before the clan meeting. Then I had the clan meeting together with Elena and Jacob and Rob, who joined midst the clan meeting or in the middle during the meeting. And I was a bit confused. I noticed some confusion. I reacted with confusion when he joined. I wasn't secure in terms of how Jacob would react while it was still his slot of speaking, and in the end it went really fine. So worries without reason, without grounding in needing to worry, and I really liked the energy that Rob also brought into the experience. I believe that Rob and Jacob might get along well together. So this is something that I'm looking forward to connecting these two people. And then after the clan meeting, I did the tactical together with Corinna, the co-tactical, taking a look at the week outcomes and stuff like that. Later on, I had time to do the arena tactical, and we did, first of all, a quick tactical there to take a look at the status of the relationship tasks, and then later on, and by the way, when I say relationship task, that's a separate topic. And after taking a look at the most important topics, then I continued together with Corinna to explore the creative alternatives for the traveling, and ended up with some travel alternatives, also loosening up the different perspectives and finding hidden requirements and stuff like that, hidden expectations. And then I fixed some of the onboarding for the co-app, although I'm not completely finished with it. Now the onboarding itself, Quest One works, but I don't have everything unlocked yet. This is something that I want to change. And at the same time, I noticed that this more of a workaround change, and I really want to get myself to a state where this is actually a desired state and not just workaround after workaround after workaround, which is something that I'm wary of, and for me, where I'm not as confident if I keep going this way. So I want to spend some time actually freezing the whole thing and getting something sensible up and running. And then last but not least, at the end of the day, I did yoga followed by church walk. So what do I want to focus on for today? For yesterday, I had two things, the page overflow menus. This is something that and the island drawing. And instead, I did all of these tacticals, and I only did some very small thing for the overflow menu. More of thinking than really implementing. And when it comes to the island drawing, I didn't do that at all yesterday, which is something that I set out to do, and then I had a hard time actually getting started with it, and also not being confident that my sketches are actually sufficient. And this is something, it's more of a getting myself into the right mood to actually then do it, because I know that I enjoy it, and I also want to push myself through something, losing my creativity. So I really want to take time doing it. And yesterday in the evening, I noticed this impulse to do an all-nighter session, because getting into this flow state is how I created some of the most amazing things that I did in the past. And this is something that I know how to recreate in that manner, but I also don't want to compromise my health on it. So I want to just take time during the day, actually focus on these things, these tasks, give myself an extended period of time where I don't do anything else, but really give myself a huge time block for something like this, and then see if that works. So what am I focusing on for today? 3 things. Number 1, I want to record some challenge videos, which for me means that these struggles that I have, instead of keeping them and carrying them along with me, I want to record myself describing these challenges so that I can send this to my thinking partners and mentors and people who I value their support, and then get their perspective on it, and maybe unblock myself even more. And if it's just expressing what I'm actually struggling with, I think that alone is already something. I want to get into the habit of dealing this way with my tensions. And so that's my first outcome, the challenge videos. And this is something that I have inside of my hero description, and yet I didn't do it a lot lately. So this is where I want to start practicing this habit. I also created it as a habit in my app, in my Coalition app. So the second outcome is reworking the onboarding process. And essentially for me, that means the first version, small thing that I can do is just unlocking many of the still locked content in just one go, which I might revoke and go take away in the future. But for now, just as a workaround, that is what I can do in order to make the app usable for other people right from the start now, and adding the tutorials in place of just having everything locked. And that would mean that only when they have the first quest unlocked is when they will be able to see these tabs. All right. And already now, when I'm sharing this, I'm thinking of having a quest 1 checkpoint or onboarded checkpoint. And as soon as I have the onboarding checkpoint, then I don't have to add and remove so many checkpoints, but instead I'll just have this one checkpoint and ask for that one on multiple locations instead of asking for individual ones, which I don't really need as of now. Whew, that was a lot. I wish you a legendary day. If you have some feedback for me, I'd love to hear it. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon, because I believe that the best is yet to come.